Today we're going to talk all about Duchess. Hey, welcome! I'm LeilaFox. Today's lore story video is going to be for Duchess Lilitu. Duchess Lilitu is a legendary demon spawn champion in Raid Shadow Legends. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say that she is one of the most sought after champs in all of Raid. And for good reason as well too. We know that she has veils, she revives, she decreases the damage that your allies take. So overall, she's a fantastic champ to have. So before we get into her lore story, let's check out the demon spawn faction lore as a whole. Beyond the dark portal lies a realm of fire and darkness. It is the home of ancient beings born of darkness. Forbidden from setting foot in the fair lands of Teleria, these foul entities have conspired with necromancers to breed demon spawn, unholy unions of demon and mortal. Let's get into the lore story for Duchess Lilitu from the Telerian Lore Book of Champions. Duchess Lilitu is one of the most powerful demons in Serath's legions and a lieutenant of Mordu Macabre. Her sorceress powers are only matched by her cunning mind and experience. Indeed, Lilitu has the benefit of existing for thousands of years, learning all there is to learn about dark magic and the hellish intrigues of the demonic courts. In fact, she has lived long enough to personally take part in no less than 3 invasions of Teleria. She battled the Arbiter and survived the experience. Barely. Not that she would ever admit to that fact, which is an achievement in its own right. One of Lilitu's greatest strengths is her wise assessment of her own talents and the lack of arrogance that is so very common among her kin. She knows that she is no warrior of legend and would be of little use in the swirling melee. Instead, she focuses her powers on empowering and protecting those who fight for her. In battle, Lilitu chants incantations and spells in the dark tongue now forgotten by all but the servants of Serath, calling upon the very fabric of the void to shield her allies. She does that not out of the kindness of her heart, of course, but with a cold and calculated purpose of keeping her minions alive for long enough to carry out her will. For that very reason, she will expend a great deal of magical energy to seize the souls of the fallen and guide them back into their mortal vessels, healing their wounds and making them fight anew. Now, as the dark will of Serath envelopes the whole of Teleria once more, Lilitu strikes out from her infernal palace, her armies at her back. It is high time the mortals pay for past insult and bend the knee at long last. Alright, that was the lore story for Duchess, and while I feel like the story was a little bit short, I actually really like what they did in there with her. They talk about her being a general, like a lieutenant for Mordu Macabre. So she's not just a random demon, like she's high up there in the military regimen of the demon spawns. They talk about that. They talk about how she's very intelligent, right? That she knows her strengths and she knows her weaknesses. And she knows that her strengths happen to be controlling and helping out those around her, to have them be the ones that are fighting while she takes a backseat and she is pretty much like a support champ, which is basically what happens in the game, right? And I really like how it seemed like they added her abilities in the lore, like they found ways to tie it. We talk about how she uses her minions, how she uses the demon spawns and she shields them in battle. So we have that on her A1 talking about a shield. You know, then we talk about how she says she expends all of her energy to revive her allies. And that's exactly what we see here, is that she revives all dead allies. She puts a veil on them as well as a continuous heal, because it mentions that too, is that she revives them and she heals them back so they can continue to fight on further. So I love how they found some ways to make it make sense, how her abilities and the lore fit together. I'd love to know what you think about this story for Duchess Lilitu. Leave me some comments down below. And thanks for watching. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, check out some more videos up here in the playlist on the top right.